Good day, dear viewers, and welcome back to our daily dive into the swirling vortex of power, celebrity, and political absurdity. We've just emerged from a brief holiday pause, but let me tell you, the headlines certainly did not take a vacation. The world of high-stakes politics and even higher-flying egos continued its relentless churn. And we are here, as always, to dissect every shocking twist and turn. Today, we're tearing into a story that perfectly encapsulates the chaotic energy of our times. A tale of ambition, disillusionment, and a very public, very peculiar breakup between two of the most talked about figures on the planet. This isn't just news, folks. This is a primetime drama unfolding before our very eyes, complete with unexpected exits, cutting remarks, and a punchline delivered by one of America's most incisive comedic minds. We're talking, of course, about the astonishing, yet perhaps entirely predictable, departure of Elon Musk from the inner sanctum of the Oval Office. Yes, the man who once aimed for Mars and promised to revolutionize everything from electric cars to brain implants. The self-proclaimed visionary who briefly held court within the very heart of government has apparently, quietly, perhaps even shamefully slipped out of his special government employee role. And who better to deliver the eulogy, or rather the gleeful deconstruction of this political implosion, than the sharp-witted, freshly returned Jon Stewart. Stewart, never one to mince words, wasted absolutely no time plunging his comedic scalpel into the freshest wounds of the political landscape. Kicking off The Daily Show's highly anticipated return, he dedicated a significant chunk of his segment to this monumental, if hilariously ignominious exit. He wasn't just reporting, he was celebrating with that signature blend of cynicism and pointed humor, the unceremonious defenestration of the self-appointed czar of efficiency, the man who once strutted into Washington with promises of deep state, crushing, and a mandate to move fast. Speaking of misanthropic data hoarders, Jew quipped, his eyes twinkling with mischievous glee, Doge has finally rooted out one of America's least efficient government workers and marked him for dismissal. Now let's pause on that, shall we? Doge. For those of you just tuning in, that's Stewart's brilliant sarcastic acronym for Musk's self-proclaimed Department of Government Efficiency. The irony, the sheer delicious irony, is almost too much to bear. The man who was supposed to streamline, to optimize, to bring Silicon Valley speed to the cumbersome machinery of bureaucracy is himself labeled America's least efficient government worker. It's a comedic mic drop, a perfect distillation of the spectacular failure that this short-lived political dalliance has apparently become. The very concept of Elon Musk, the disruptor, the move fast and break things guru, becoming a symbol of inefficiency within the government he sought to revolutionize, is a punchline in itself. Stewart just delivered the knockout blow, but the laughter, while hearty, carries a sting of truth. What happened to the gleam in Musk's eye, the boundless energy, the seemingly unstoppable force of nature that once captivated the world? Stewart, with characteristic bluntness, revealed the official-unofficial reason for Musk's departure. He's leaving his job to make more family with his time. Now, this is where Stewart's humor takes a delightfully crude yet undeniably pointed turn. Referencing the billionaire's astonishing and much publicized prolificacy in fathering 14 children by 4 different women, Stewart delivered the zinger. He fed a lot, I think. Or just has a mail-order sperm farm going, I don't know. It's crude, yes, but it serves a purpose. It's a stark, almost absurd juxtaposition to the high-minded, efficiency expert persona Musk attempts to project. It pulls him back down to earth, reminding us that even the most ambitious tech titans are, at their core, messy, complex, and sometimes incredibly bizarre human beings. The joke underscores the personal chaos that seems to follow Musk. even as he attempts to dabble in the world of public service. It's a sharp reminder that sometimes the most profound changes occur not in the sterile boardrooms or the hallowed halls of government, but in the most intimate, often chaotic spheres of human life. And perhaps, just perhaps, those personal complexities were just too much to juggle with the demands of Washington. But the real meat of Stewart's monologue, the truly captivating visual that he so vividly painted for us, was the stark, almost heartbreaking transformation of Elon Musk. He painted a picture of two distinct versions of the man, separated by an experience that, by Stewart's estimation, fundamentally broke him. Remember the Elon Musk we saw on the campaign trail? One full of bluster, of gleeful leaps of boundless optimism, and a fervent belief in his own power to reshape the world. That was the tech titan, the disruptor, the man given a seemingly impossible mandate to crush the deep state and usher in an era of unparalleled governmental efficiency. He was almost giddy with the prospect, brimming with a self-assured swagger, radiating an aura of unstoppable progress. He was the future, ready to conquer the past. Then Stewart cut to the quick, contrasting that image with recent photos. Photos of a black-eyed Tesla CEO during a press conference opposite none other than President Donald Trump. He went from tech titan, given a mandate to move fast and crush the deep state, Stewart observed, his voice dripping with mock sympathy, to guy who had a bad night in a Nashville bar he can't remember, okay? He's got that look like, has anyone seen my shoes? He looks beaten down. He's got that look on his face that I imagine his employees normally have. Just picture it, dear viewers. The man who once soared, now looking like he'd been through a public brawling, disoriented and disheveled. Has anyone seen my shoes? It's a universal sign of a truly rough night, a symbol of utter defeat, of having been thoroughly knocked off. Your feet! This isn't just about a black eye. It's about a man who, by all appearances, has been through the ringer, chewed up and spat out by a system, or perhaps a personality far more formidable than he anticipated. The implication is clear. The sharp edges of Silicon Valley innovation were no match for the blunt force trauma of political reality, especially when that reality is filtered through the unique prism of Donald Trump's orbit. And that cutting final, barb from Stewart? He's got that look on his face that I imagine his employees normally have. Oh, the layers of irony. It's a direct jab at Musk's notoriously demanding, often unforgiving management style, suggesting that the very same pressure, the very same soul-crushing experience he might inflict on his own workforce has now been visited upon him. The tables have turned, and the tech titan, once the dispenser of metaphorical black eyes, has now received one himself. It's a taste of his own medicine, served up with a side of political humiliation. Stewart, ever the master of the comedic callback, then referenced his own past attempts to engage Musk. Remember when he graciously, perhaps even optimistically, invited Musk to appear on The Daily Show, a forum where, theoretically, Musk could have truly explained his vision, his journey, his unique perspective in an unedited setting, free from the constraints of traditional news. But no, Musk, it seems, chose a different path for his grand exit interview. He chose to speak to, as Stewart so drolly put it, your theater-loving parents' favorite news program, CBS News Sunday Morning. Again, the humor lies in the contrast. Stewart's show, known for its sharp political commentary and willingness to challenge powerful figures, would have offered a raw, unfiltered platform. Instead, Musk opted for a softer, perhaps more reverent setting, a program known for its thoughtful, often genteel profiles. Stewart's implication is clear. Musk wasn't looking for a genuine conversation. He was looking for a gentle landing, a controlled narrative, a comfortable space to spin his tale, perhaps even avoid the really tough questions. Stewart's sarcastic offer to provide an unedited forum for Elon to discuss his journey from hardworking efficiency expert to drug-addled child star mugshot is a scathing indictment. Drug-addled child star mugshot, the sheer hyperbole of it is breathtaking, yet it perfectly captures the perceived fall from grace, the public image tarnishing, and the almost tragicomic nature of Musk's public persona. It's a complete dismantling of the carefully constructed myth of the genius visionary, replacing it with an image of a bewildered, possibly self-destructive figure, and then the ultimate explanation for Musk's battered appearance, for his seemingly broken spirit, for his sudden redirect to spaceships when faced with difficult policy questions from the Sunday morning anchor, Donald Trump. Stewart, with the force of a comedic sledgehammer, declared Trump had broken this poor man. This wasn't just a casual observation. It was a profound declaration. The sheer power of the former president, his unique gravitational pull, his ability to dominate and subsume anyone in his orbit is, according to Stewart, so immense that it can crush even the most formidable of egos. Musk, the man who once commanded headlines with his audacious technological feats, was reduced to a bewildered, deflecting figure, desperately trying to steer the conversation back to his comfort zone. The stars, the rockets, the fantastical future. When pressed on White House policy decisions, the very reason he was supposedly there, his mind, or perhaps his spirit, seemed to falter. Spaceships, he must have thought. Let's talk about spaceships. It's the ultimate escape, a retreat into the realm of fantasy when confronted with the messy, inconvenient realities of earthly politics. It paints a picture of a man utterly out of his depth, overwhelmed by the sheer force of the political maelstrom. But here's the grand overarching lesson, the chilling takeaway that Stewart delivered with a chilling intensity, culminating in a crescendo of audience cheers. This isn't just about Elon Musk. It's a warning, a stark message to anyone who dares to venture into Donald Trump's orbit. But let this be a lesson to Elon and anybody in Trump's orbit. Whatever your passionate political belief or whatever your ideology is, you will go from reaching for my stars to dissolving in a puddle of your own urine and shame and starting a fight club with your kid just to be able to feel. Because Trump, Stewart remarked, repeating POTUS's name for emphasis as the audience, dissolved into raucous cheers. Trump doesn't believe in anything, man. Dissolving in a puddle of your own urine and shame. That's a powerful, viscerally uncomfortable image, isn't it? It's not just about humiliation. It's about a complete and utter degradation, a loss of dignity, a spiritual disintegration. The idea of starting a fight club with your kid just to be able to feel paints a picture of such profound numbness, such a desperate search for sensation that it chills you to the bone. It suggests that the encounter with Trump's political machine, with his singular focus, strips away all pretense, all ideology, leaving behind a hollowed out shell, craving any kind of visceral experience to confirm their own existence. And the reason for this utter transformation, the stark, brutal truth, according to Stewart, is that Trump doesn't believe in anything. This is the key, the core of Stewart's argument. Unlike politicians who might be driven by policy, by ideology, by a genuine desire to effect change, Trump's motivation, Stewart asserts, is far more primal, far more self-serving. It's a terrifyingly simple, yet devastatingly effective explanation for the gravitational pull he exerts on those around him. Stewart concluded his monologue with a final cutting summary of Trump's true open secret. It's a secret that, according to Stewart, is so glaringly obvious yet so often overlooked by those who attempt to align with him. Just rolling with the punches is clearly the only strategy for happiness when you're working for Trump. Forget grand visions. Forget policy debates, forget ideological purity. The only way to survive, to maintain even a semblance of sanity, is to abandon all principles and simply endure, to adapt, to become a shapeless entity that can absorb every blow without breaking. Trump's very open secret has always been, he doesn't believe in or care about any policy issue at all. He wants attention, he wants his ego stroked, and he wants money. He wants wads of money. There it is, the naked truth, stripped bare of all political niceties. Not policy, not ideology, not even a genuine desire to serve the public. Just pure, unadulterated self-interest, attention, ego, and money. This, Stewart argues, is the ultimate reality that anyone who enters Trump's orbit must confront. They may come with their own lofty goals, their own transformative visions, their own passionate beliefs, but they will invariably be subsumed by this singular, voracious appetite. They will be stripped of their convictions, their dignity, and ultimately their very sense of self, becoming mere props in a grander performance centered entirely on one man's insatiable desires. The spectacle of Elon Musk, once hailed as a modern-day titan, now emerging from the political arena looking like a broken man, is not just a comedic moment. It's a profound commentary on the nature of power, ambition, and the harsh realities of aligning with a force that consumes everything in its path. It serves as a cautionary tale, a stark reminder that in the volatile world of high-stakes politics, principles often fall by the wayside, and even the most formidable figures can be reduced to bewildered, shoeless shadows of their former selves. The lesson, delivered with brutal honesty by Jon Stewart, echoes loud and clear. When you dance with the devil, you might just end up looking like you had a very bad night in Nashville. And that, dear viewers, is the unsettling yet undeniably captivating tale of Elon Musk's brief, bewildering, and ultimately bruising foray into the heart of government. A story that, thanks to the incisive wit of Jon Stewart, offers a chilling glimpse into the true cost of orbiting a certain singular political star.